Hey y'all, Carolina Tony. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today we are going to travel to Dillsboro, North Carolina and visit the American Museum of the House Cat. I've read that all the house cats say that it's the ninth wonder of the world, and we're going to go find out just why do they say that. But right after this station identification. Here we are with Dr. Harold Seals, and he is the proprietor and the founder of the National Cat Museum. And if you can, tell us what inspired you to start the Cat Museum.
I've always liked cats most of my life, and some years ago I started a shelter up in Cashiers, actually, up in Cashiers. Town that was not in town that had had the first no-kill shelter in the county. And I happened to be looking at a map one time, and I was looking at it, having it around. I was going around one time with my wife in a car one time, and we happened to see a sign for the Museum of the Mule. She said, "Is there a museum for the cat?" I said, "I don't know. Let's go look and see." So I went on the internet. Wasn't any. I went to build me a museum for the cat someplace. So I started buying stuff, on the internet, and buying whatever I saw when I traveled around the country, and ended up with a bunch of stuff, and finally got the place down the road to put the first museum in. They closed up on me last year, so I started building a new place to put it in. This is what I have here. This is a building I built from the ground up, a $40,000-$50,000 building. And I filled it up with all kinds of cat stuff. So here's what it is. It's number two in this country and number 9 in the world. Go around yet, but it could go around maybe someday.
So,
and all of these cats out here were at one time on a merry-go-round.
So they came from
well, everywhere. This came from France. This came from Connecticut, 1926. Right. Cat. This cat. There are 4 of these in the state of North Carolina right now. There's 2 in Raleigh and there's 2 in Greensboro. This is the 5th one in the state of North Carolina. It's a $15,000 cat.
Wow.
It would have been more than that later on, but they've gone down and imported for the American market. It's been restored by a restorer out in the west someplace. They did a real good job on it.
So that cat was made in 1910.
1910. Wow. Restored.
Now, would he have been on a carousel?
He would have been on a little kitty carousel.
Little kitty carousel.
Knock up the cat that I got from an auction in Illinois. I came in and really messed up and looking like the devil, and we did it myself. That's the original when I bought it.
It looked like that when you bought it.
Yeah, when I bought it, and this is why I painted it. So,
so you kind of restored it.
Yeah, homemade restoration.
Now, how old would this be?
Probably about 1910 or so. Made in France originally. French cat.
Mystery carousel cat?
Yeah, I know where it came from. I had it where I bought it from. I had it for a long time. Forgot where I bought it. Mystery means where I got it from.
No, that's where the mystery is.
It's a very small cat again, but small. These cats have 2 sides to them. And the outside is called the romance side. You can see the cat when you're looking at the bird go by. The inside is just painted sort of, just to cover up the wood. They really decorate the outside. You see when you ride by. Stand by and look at what you go by.
Yeah, so the outside of the carousel will be ornately painted, and then the inside would just be plain, kind of like that one over there.
Yeah, well,
it's just kind of plain.
This cat turns around. See how it does. This is the romance side on the outside. This is the same cat on the inside.
Oh, it's
very
just
plain
plain
on that side, very plain. But the outside's got all the beautiful flowers on it. They just put them on the outside. Nobody sees that. They're inside you don't see it when you're inside the carousel. You don't stand there. Look out
I have never noticed that
before.
So
why paint the thing up when nobody's going to see your work?
So that is a secret about carousels.
Yeah.
That ornately painted on the outside, on the inside, just covered with wood.
Yeah, covered with just paint to make the wood carousel. And that tells a story about it. That's getting the brass ring for the big carousels when you get a ring for a free ride.
Oh, really? I have never heard of
You
that.
reach out and you get a ring out of a thing, and one's a brass ring and one's a black ring. You get a free ride.
So I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
when they were riding around on the
Ride by,
carousel,
reach out and catch the brass ring.
well, I'll be dog.
That's why the carousels here turn counterclockwise. You reach out and get the brass ring.
Oh, with your right
European carousels turn clockwise. You wouldn't reach out, it wouldn't be the right hand. So this is on the outside. No, that's the picture of a cat house.
That's the picture of a cat house.
A cat house, yeah, that's a cat house. Yeah. Mrs. Meow's cat house.
Okay, I get you.
Over here is a picture of a woman coming in the door here. He wouldn't need a foot to it anymore.
Yeah.
A little bit of jokes here and there, around the place, and funny things. This is
A bad cat.
Bad cat pinball machine.
Pinball machine.
Quite a rubber pinball machine made Williams in the 70s.
Now here's the cat knocked down.
Yeah, that's one I made myself.
This is one you made yourself.
Yeah, I got the new one coming in. That would be a real.
So the one that you have coming in
is a real.
Is the real deal.
Real carnival somewhere in Pennsylvania years ago.
Now, are these original knockdowns?
Those were made, I think, in the later period. One here is probably from the 40s. These probably made it later on.
Okay, that one's original from the 40s.
I think these are probably one machine made. The one there is handmade, hand painted. Those are silk screen, like a T-shirt.
Right.
This is a hand painted cat. Ones I have are going to be all hand painted cats as well.
The cat beanbag doll.
Yeah, that's a beanbag thing from France. Up here's Church from Stephen King's book with flashing red eyes.
Oh, wow.
This is a small little carousel folk car cat. This is a little car from a circus back in the 1920s. A man and his son went around to, and they were up in Chicago. They traveled around the country to openings of stores, and parks and things. And it was a circus of miniature animals, little baby animals, little small animals, miniature animals. They had miniature cats and miniature dogs and things in it, and birds and stuff like that, and little horse that went around like that.
So a real circus.
A real circus went around in
but
big
with
trucks.
just little miniature
Right,
animals.
and they went around in a big truck from town to town. This is some of their signs up on the wall one time.
Well, how unique.
And they've all passed away now. So this is the end. This is the guy that made the pictures there, and this is his father's picture from 1920. So this is back in the 20s, yeah. It's an icon for cat people. Tailspin tabby. These are all games. Those in the back are targets for rifle range from Bulgaria.
And how old are those?
Well, I tried to say they might be, tried to say where they came from, but I think I bought them from Bulgaria, so.
Oh, wow.
Got around some shots on them, see the on them.
Oh, I don't have it anymore. My daughter had this.
Yeah, that's one of those battery-powered kitties.
Right, my daughter had
talks
that.
around the floor.
Cats.
These are all battery-powered cats. We have wind-up cats, battery-powered cats. Put behind the cat, you pull behind the baby in the house, make a lot of noise.
Well, cat the goldfish bowl.
Yeah.
Canasta cat.
Yeah, canasta cat there, because they're Siamese cats.
And there's some old toys.
Yeah.
Sensational party game. Cats meow. That even looks really old.
And these are old here. There's a black cat fortune-telling game, and little copycat colors for watercolors for kids to play with. Another tabby up here. This is the same thing again, but tailspin tabby. Different versions of it. That's another shooting gallery up there with a rifle with a dart that shoots across the room. To go through the wall, you hit it hard enough.
See it a little dart right there.
Yeah, I think it goes no top behind it, hits you in the eye, put your eye out.
Yeah. So put your eye out, kid.
Dangerous game.
Yeah. Well,
there were no rules back in those days.
The Black Cat Club.
It's mostly black cats, but the musical stuff here too. It's Howard Schweitzer saying about cats' music make the world living, This are all fun of music to play the piano. Those are all 1920s music.
Yeah. Felix the cat guitar.
Felix the cat guitar, and we got another banjo with a cat on the head of it.
How about the music from?
That's some music from the
Cats.
Broadway show Cats.
Yeah. There you go. Midnight. Not a sound from the pavement. I'm not gonna sing it.
1890s cob organ, which plays like a barrel organ, and this is a song for the merry-go-round called the Liberty Bell March.
what you were doing right there, you were a organ grinder.
Right. I was an organ grinder for a long time.
That's what an organ grinder did.
Right.
He
ground
turned
the thing
turned the
out there.
crank, and that's where the term organ grinder come from. Because when they were turning before organ grind, they would turn corn
Oh yeah, right. They
and
grind things,
coffee,
yeah.
whatever, and they would grind
yeah.
it. But then they put music to it,
Mhm.
and it became an organ
This
grinder.
was made in 1890 by a clockmaker up in New York called Horton. And this is all programmed on that piece of wood. This is
Right.
the modern one here to play those 20 notes back there. 20 note, it's a 20 note scale.
Mm-hmm. And there's a more.
Yeah, this is a 1909 Edison cuff player.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a cat song, but it's a song you probably would recognize by Irving Berlin. And it's called, let me get this thing going here.
And the music is on that cylinder.
Yeah, right, cylinder. Irving Berlin from the Broadway show in the 1930s. Probably maybe, I think early 1900s music box from Regina. And this thing is a double comb music box, and it plays.
So the music is imprinted in little
on,
holes.
On the holes in the scale. It goes around, and the bottom of it there's a thing that plucks the notes on a comb at the bottom of the machine here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a song again from the Broadway show Cats. It's going to be glued down here. This table is sort of got a hot spot on here. It's got to be. There it goes. Remember, he's the guy from Broadway show Cats. March.
Mm-hmm.
When I get married, you get married here. Marry you for your friends.
Right.
This is the original 1893. So this goes way back.
So that had to be handmade.
Well, they made a machine to make them later on, but they had to make the whole thing had to be programmed.
Exactly, to start with. You think how hard it was to do before computer technology.
Right, it's done by people's mind, by mathematics, and a real smart mind to make music into, again, a very small note.
So the technology that was used in this actually come out of people's heads.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than from a machine.
This is
Okay, we're in the cat bathroom, and there's nothing that really thrills me more than sitting on a toilet with 100 cats watching you and thinking about my next pair of cat underwear.
Some of them are junk. That's a Japanese. This is an old mold for making a glass cat in a glass factory.
Now, where's that at?
The one with the handle in the back of it.
Oh, the one in the back?
The one on the handle on the side of it.
One handle on the side of it.
That's from a glass factory to make a glass cat.
Uh-huh.
This is to bake biscuits in the oven.
Biscuits.
And these are fireplace for your log to put on the fireplace.
Cat irons.
Yeah, cat irons. And then these are all brass and bronze cats from here and there. There's
Felix.
Figaro. Pinocchio's cat.
Okay. So it's Figaro, Pinocchio's cat, and there's Sylvester.
Yeah, Sylvester, pussycat here, and then the one in the back somewhere here, the one up here, with the green is the Harry Potter cat.
Harry Potter cat.
Harry Potter, the story Harry Potter.
Yeah.
These on top here are handmade doll cats.
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, out of an old seed sack, peat sack. And we had some sort of like a leather linoleum cats in the back that are handmade.
That porcelain one looks really old.
Those are pretty modern. Those are made by who made those? Offhand, anyway, they're made in Germany, but they're not that old.
Mm-hmm.
No. The only old cat here would be the ones with the black in the back. Those are made out of like oilcloth. Those are probably 1920s or before. There's one pillowcase cat there. They made cat food back in years ago. England to begin with was the dry food. Then went to the wet foods later on.
Mm-hmm.
This is 1945, World War II. A dehydrated cat food.
Dehydrated cat
so
food.
they could save tin for the war.
Uh-huh.
You bought a can full of dry, you add water to it to make your cat have
So
wet food.
can made of
No,
cardboard?
it's a cardboard can to hold the cat, so they couldn't have a tin because of the war. They needed metal for the war, so they
Right.
made them out of cardboard for that time.
Wow.
During
World War II.
1940 sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Litter came 1945 after the war. Man's father did floor cleaning stuff, and they put it out there for a cat litter. It worked out to be a cat litter, they could sell in the store.
Uh-huh.
They became a millionaire selling cat litter from a whole floor cleaner.
Yeah. Clean kitty disposable cat commode tray.
His name was Ed Lowe. He was from somewhere up in the Northeast, and he made the first commercial cat litter.
This is things that you will gain by coming to the cat museum. Is I never even thought about cat food in a cardboard can made out of cardboard to save the metal for the war effort. Phenomenal. And then, of course, back here in the back would be after the war or pre-war.
It is 1930s, little kittens cat food. It's an old cat food. Those are all old cat food cans.
Yeah.
Those cans get hard to find.
I can imagine that would be impossible.
Yeah. Well, I got two of them somehow. I don't know how I got two of them, but some of them are really, a lot of money for an old empty can nowadays. You buy one on the internet. 1940, when you had TVs, lights on now, so you get your eyes. You have a light inside of the cat, and you put it on over the TV set.
Oh, so the eyes would light
up and make the room, not too dark. Dark would make your eyes open at the time.
TV lamps. Most people don't have a clue what a TV lamp
These,
is now.
The bottom ones here are, little night lights.
Yeah.
Maple sugar cats in.
They do what?
Maple sugar cats. Maple sugar cats.
Maple sugar cats.
You pour them in there, and they harden up, and you have a cat.
Oh, okay. Cat candy.
Cat
candy.
Cat candy. And when you wind them up, here we'll actually look at the glasses when you wind it up. Come on. There it goes. Out and bow and arrow gets a rabbit in the bag. Magical cat. There's a mouse in the basket. It turns on.
So all these are wind-up toys.
These are all pretty. This is a German piece. No, probably a French piece. This is the cat on the unicycle, and it goes around.
Now, how old is that?
1890s.
1890s. Wow.
What's the face on the clown? All handmade, all hand clothes on it, like a doll. It's a real rare piece.
I can imagine.
Yeah. 30 sometime. I guess this is 1945 with the little old post-war cat.
Popping out of the basket.
But a bowing cat is a jumping cat. That's 1890s French.
1890s.
Cigarettes and flashlight batteries.
Yeah, ever ready.
Yeah, ever ready flashlight batteries.
Has anybody ever noticed a cat on the ever ready battery?
That's a joke about the never ready battery.
Never ready?
Yeah, ever ready would be the real battery's name. And we got Carter's ink. We got
cat ink.
Fish hooks back there. Black cat snail hooks.
Black cat firecrackers.
Firecrackers from the 1940s. Cigarettes from England with black cat cigarettes. Cigarette lighters.
Yeah.
Ashtrays. Black cat hosiery over here with the black cat hosiery.
There's ready light.
Yeah, ever ready
with
light.
A cat on it.
Yeah, that's a little battery. Ever ready.
Cat's paw rubber heels.
That's so your shoe make your shop
right.
Dirty, and he wrote a poem about it with a beautiful handwriting. He was.
And here's.
Yeah, that's written. You can read it easily. Cat up here. It's the old English writing with the.
Yeah, on Echo Hill there lived a cat, the terror of each mouse and rat. and Tabby, to enhance her worth, brought forth kittens at a birth. The kittens fed on dainty mice, and goodness grew as well as size, and never family before or since loved one another more.
It was their logo for many, many years, and the calendars, and then the advertising for travel on the train.
Mm-hmm.
This is patent glass made nearby Jesse's area, so they did a lot of glass capping. These are on top of the Jesse cats for the railroad. It's the alley cat.
Okay.
It's sort of a 20 or so limited edition.
Mm.
We have all kind of Jesse. We have Jesse.
So all of this was advertising for a train company?
C&O Railroad.
C&L Railroad. Okay.
Chesapeake Ohio Railroad.
And their mascot was Chessie?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
It was a railroad cat, right?
Chessie the railroad cat.
And she had kittens named Dip and Tuck.
And she even had her own tea set.
Mm-hmm. Little tea set. And there was a male cat named Peaky, who was her boyfriend, or his male cat.
So Chessie
Yeah.
had a boyfriend named Tiki.
Peaky. Chesapeake, Ohio.
Chesapeake. Gotcha.
In Ohio. Austrian bronze. Cat.
Austrian bronze.
Austria in 1910 and about 1930.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all, some of them are old. The ones in the back are in 1930. Ones in the front here, some of these are modern. They're making them in Austria.
Now, these things like this, would this have been things that children played with?
No, these would have been things put up on the shelf.
Just,
I mean, these
just
are,
decoration.
the ones in the back there used to sell for over $1,000 for the band. You can buy it a little less than that today because, again, the market's gone down on them.
Mm-hmm.
This is a night light with the Arab on the carpets, the cat on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
These are what they call spaghetti glass. This is a Polish band here from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
They lost some of their instruments in the move.
Mm-hmm.
And these are little Boyd, figurines that are just, not very popular, not very good, but just in there. This is spaghetti glass from.
That's what this is called? That's called spaghetti glass?
Apodimonte or spaghetti glass.
Uh-huh. Cat books.
This is Louis Wayne. This is Louis Wayne. It was an English artist in the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of painting for cat books about cats. These are all rare old books from Louis Wayne.
So Louis Wayne, he drew cats.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in London, I see, in 1860.
Mm-hmm. Died in 1939. He did books and Halloween cats, right? These are all
Halloween cats. There's one with, I guess, a lantern, a candle.
And a little candle holder in your hand.
Yeah.
You light it up in a candle holder. We got all kinds of noise makers for Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've had one of those before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sparkle.
Yeah.
Squeeze it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those
Tambourine.
A
A flute that probably had candy in it at one time.
Probably did, yeah. It blows little sounds on it.
And I've actually seen those before too. A shaker.
Yeah, noise maker.
Yeah.
These are all banks. It's cat banks, and that one there is a cat sperm bank.
So what?
It's a model of a sperm, of a human sperm.
Where?
The one here with the face on it, that was the model of a human sperm.
Uh-huh.
And the man called a cat sperm bank.
A cat sperm bank because it looks like a sperm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's one of a kind.
I guess you can if you put something in the top, you're really making a deposit.
Right.
Stein.
Cat beer stein.
Cat beer stein. But you can say a cat stein.
No, cat beer stein.
Yeah. Oh, this one in the back looks like he's in agony.
Yeah, he is. Sick from too much beer.
He drank too much beer.
These have also gone down. These are metallic steins and really, it used to be one time really high price. Now they've gone down to nothing. You can't get them away anymore. So he's at the house right now.
So this is a petrified cat.
Dried up cat.
A dried up cat.
Came from England somewhere. He's an importer from England.
And how old do you think he is?
I tried to say it was said to be older, but again, they could be out of a barn someplace yesterday, or found him in the barn somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Now, how did you come across this?
I happened to see it on the internet and bought it from England.
Okay.
It's been imported.
Imported petrified cat.
It's in good shape though. It's pretty much intact. few holes here and there when bugs got to them, but overall, pretty good shape for an old dead cat.
Yeah. I would be interested to know how he got to be petrified, not just
No,
dissolved.
he went up on the chimney, I think, of the house and got smoked.
A souvenir from the Catskill Mountains,
Up in New York.
in New York.
Here's a mail carrier from Ohio with a load of packages for Christmas. That's another postcard picture of a mail carrier from Walhalla, South Carolina.
Walhalla? Yeah, I know where that is.
Little shop.
Cat clocks.
Those are all cat clocks up there. Black cat cigarettes and black cat shoe tech boards.
All right, here's some more history and information for you. On a carousel, over the top, there would be pictures and drawings and signs. And it was called a rounding board. And what a rounding board did, it was advertising. So after you left the carnival or circus or wherever you rode the carousel, would let you know there's other things in the area to go see. Such as in this area, white water rafting. This is called a Catman 2 shelter. This house was built specifically for cats, designed specifically for cats. And they come here and they can live out their lives, perhaps waiting for adoption. If that don't work out, they can live comfortably. Sit in the sun, get some fresh air, and there's that one. Go inside when he wants to. Okay, so this is the cat shelter. Now the whole purpose of the cat museum, well, not the whole purpose, but one of the purposes of the cat museum is to help gain the funds to operate the no-kill cat shelter. And this is a little different than a lot of cat adoption centers, as the cats are free to roam around and climb on the furniture and talk to you. You know. Okay, we have come to the end of our tour here at the International Cat Museum in Sylva, North Carolina. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to go down below, give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to tell your family and friends and share on your social media. And Dr. Sims,
Yes.
what would you like to add?
Well, just come and see us sometime, and we'll be open as soon as I feel safe to be here. When this darn virus thing, it's been a bad year for. I'm 85 years old now. I'm going to die probably, so I don't want to die. So I'll be open maybe if I can this year. If not, I'll be open hopefully next year by the vaccine will be here. Open up next year probably in April. That'll be our target date right now. I don't think it's going to be any way to open it this fall.
Well, this COVID thing has definitely got a damper on the whole world right now. And hopefully as soon as it is safe to do so, they will open up the cat museum for y'all to come. I will tell you, there's a lot here. There's more than this video even touched on. Some great stories behind it. So I encourage you to tell everybody, and y'all come check it out. As soon as they're open, check it out on Facebook. But anyway, and as always, I want to thank y'all for joining. Until next time, y'all have a good day.